Sue, oftentimes we hear from brothers and sisters who just can't stand staring. Someone is staring at their brother or sister just because they have Down syndrome. And
like in the mall or something like that, right? Or out on the ball field.
Yes.
Somebody notices that their sibling is a little bit different, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, let's talk about why do people stare in the first place. Maybe they're just interested in maybe something. Maybe they have a friend with Down syndrome and they're wondering if that child over there is their friend, right? Or somebody they know.
Maybe they've seen them before and you don't realize it's a teacher or someone from the classroom saying, I know that person.
Right.
Maybe they're playing the very popular game that my wife and I like to play when we go on vacation, is find the number of people with Down syndrome. And you point out, oh, there is someone with Down syndrome. So it's actually finding a member of the club. And you're actually a very nice person who happens to be staring rather than someone who's cruel.
Right. Maybe the person has a grandchild with Down syndrome, a friend or a brother or sister with Down syndrome, and they're just interested. So it could be that too. Or they might be seeing something that's unusual and be wondering about that. So there can be lots of reasons why people stare, right?
And sometimes we stare just because things are different. I was on a bus about a year ago and someone with blue hair got on and I had to stare because it was different. But then I went back to doing my own thing. So sometimes people stare when things are unusual or different.
Right. So what can brothers and sisters do when they see someone staring at their sibling? We've heard lots of answers to this question. Some kids say, well, I just stare right back. Other kids will try to step in between the person who's staring and their sibling. Sometimes they'll start a conversation with the person and say, you know, my sister has Down syndrome. Do you have any questions? They might do that.
Kind of embedded in all of this is don't assume the worst of people.
Right.
People are staring. There might be a reason for that. And educate, right? You have the information about Down syndrome, and before you start thinking that the person's doing this for a bad reason, perhaps go up to them in a way that you suggest and really try to educate.
Right. But it's also important to acknowledge that brothers and sisters can feel embarrassment. It's normal to feel embarrassed. It's okay. You know, it's certainly a feeling. And it gets a little bit easier to handle, I think, sometimes as kids get older, right?
You don't have to battle every social circumstance.
That's right.
For more tips like these, you could go to our book, Fasten Your Seatbelt, a crash course on Down syndrome for brothers and sisters, which is available through woodbinehouse.com.